Hello, my true crime lovelies. How are you? I hope you are well. I hope you are as lovely in life as you are in my mind. And if not, I hope you're working toward getting there. I see you, I appreciate you, and I'm glad you're here. All right. So, since all of the farewells are going around in the world of Boone, in the universe, the Booniverse, I've stood mute on this. It's complicated, but I wanted to now share what I know about the breakup between Sarah and Lana. I don't know, it feels like the right time. It sounds like the right time. My spirit was moved, and so I'm going to go ahead and share that. This is as it was told to me by Lana. Some of it you will see are forwarded emails or copy and paste emails, technically, from Sarah. And then I have the last tablet message that Lana sent to Sarah. And I will time mark that because some of you may just want to see that. Unless you're here for the premiere, and I appreciate you, or replay crew, I appreciate you. Drop a little blue heart, replay crew down there. I can just give you a little hashtag. Replay crew, I appreciate you. But yeah, so some of them are forwarded as told by Lana after the breakup. So she started sharing with me on April 1st. I could see on the call logs already that the calls were going down because I don't do my calls like from the first of the month to the end of the month. I kind of break them up. It's like to the 12th to the 12th, somewhere around there, 12th, 17th. And so I could see there were no calls, but that didn't mean there weren't any tablet messages. So I didn't bother Lana. But then she came around to telling me a few things and sharing a few things. And then after I met her in person, the day after, she sent me the last tablet message to Sarah. So I will read it here. I might do a separate video on it as well. It feels like a standalone piece, but we'll see. We'll see how that works out. All right, I'm going to thank the members. Of course, I thank you for being here, and I will see you on the other side of this intro. Okay. And just for the sake of tone, I will say Lana was heartbroken about this. She accepted it for what it was, and she was not willing to lose her agency, and therefore was not just going to willy nilly do something or not do something because Sarah told her she could or could not. And so that's kind of where they divided the line. But I know some people are, everybody's not empathetic, but just think if you lost someone who you thought was your friend and then that person turned around and was really quite nasty to you. Abusive, as only an abusive person can be. Okay. So she sends me this. Lana sends this to me April 1st. Yes, April Fool's Day, 7:37 a.m. This is also the same day that she sends her last tablet message to Sarah, but I won't know that until the next month. Please don't post this in public. I wanted to show this to you for your thoughts. For now, let's keep this between us alone. So I'm now breaking through that wall because it does feels like the right time now. After just shy of a month, when since the second, the only thing she communicated to me was a form letter that I was one on the list of people had not yet submitted my application for approved visitor status. You know what for. Lol, only approved visitor status can contribute to commissary or hot meals. She sent me the first tablet communication. I was actually happy and excited until I opened it. So there's a period of time, I don't know what it is. I'm going to say maybe 90 days, but that's just a guess, speculation, that you can be on that list and not have submitted the full application, but you can send money. And so this was the period of time, the second, so I guess that would be March 2nd, since we're at April 1st on this, that there was a form letter, like, don't forget to get your approval. Now she's I didn't see the letter, obviously, on this tablet. She is inferring that Sarah prompted that. I don't know if it's a default and it just sent it and Sarah didn't even know it went, but
nonetheless,
Lana opened this thinking it was like Sarah, conceding like, oh, it's okay if you talk to who you want to talk to. And then she opened it. So she was not excited. This was her message, even after I had last week sent her the message about Brian's emotion and alimony that she actually used in her amended motion. So she was still sending her information. The next communication I opened yesterday, dated 3/29. Oh, yeah, that's right. Because March doesn't. Wait, no, March goes to 31st. I don't know what that means. I opened yesterday.
Don't pay me any mind.
I can tell Nicole is picking and choosing what and how to twist to her my words. So basically, Nicole is twisting her words to Sarah. Lana. We should talk more. I could use your insight. Thanks so much for keeping our secret that we have been in touch. It's interesting to see your friends' viewpoints on why I became friends with Sarah. No, I'm not writing a thesis statement, but I am a bit worried about cognitive decline. Me too, girl. I will ask my doctor if there is a correlation because before all this, I've never had a panic attack and now I fight them. Yikes. So her association with Sarah was stressful in the same way that Brian said that Sarah corrupted a broad range of emotions in their child. So this part is from Sarah. For it is not an enemy who reproaches me, then I could bear it. But it was you, a woman, my equal, my companion, and my acquaintance. We took sweet counsel together and walked to the house of God in the throng. Psalm 55:12-14, treachery of friends. All day they twist my words. All their thoughts are against me for evil. They gather together, they hide, they seek. Girl, now of all people, did she just quote hide and seek from the Bible? They gather together, they hide, they No, they didn't. There's no seek. I saw steps. Okay. They gather together, they hide, they mark my steps. When they lie in wait for my life. In God, I will praise his word. In the Lord, I will praise his word. In God, I have put my trust. I will not be afraid. What can man do to me? Psalm 56:5-6, 10-11, relief from tormentors. A fool's voice is known by her many words. Ecclesiastes 5:3, keep your vows. Even so, the tongue is a little member and boasts great things. See how great a forest a little fire kindles. It is an unruly evil, full of deadly poison. With it, we bless our God and Father, and with it we curse men. My brethren, these things ought not to be so. James 3:5-8-10, the untamable tongue. Stop trying so hard to get the grimy followers to like you with all your comments and insight about me. It's embarrassing. Maybe you can give grimy new bestie Tanika pointers on how to breastfeed her almost 5-year-old better while she's online reading your comments about me. It's sad, Lana. You've stooped this low and ended up this way. For the record, my son was 1. Oh my God. And clearly Nicole is telling her that. I don't know why that bothers Nicole so, but it does. And all the world sees I've stopped communicating with you. You're a traitor. And that comment when someone asks you why, and I never asked you for a dime. You added money to my county account in hopes I'd be your new friend like Tanika is.
Now, how much did you give her?
Nothing.
So sad you're a liar too, just like the rest of them, conformist, and even after she quote unquote bashed you online live, are you that desperate? No matter to me. I'm formally demanding you cease and desist discussing anything about me, my son, my cases, my life with YouTuber Tanika. Stop talking about me as a whole and in every way. You're rotten, Lana. Cut and paste this message to all your grimies. Queen Grime herself. Shame on you.
This is from me to Lana 902 on the first. She is angry. Maybe I should send her the text to remind her she was asking, hinting, dry begging, or whatever for you to do things for her. I am so sorry that she's behaving this way. I wouldn't send her any more gifts, money, or material things. Let Nicole fill in the blanks. If she wants to be your friend in the future, it should be based on mutual respect and understanding. Y'all are far from that right now. Nicole has left a few comments about my breastfeeding, and I just delete them. My son is 1. He just happens to be in the 97th percentile of height for his age. It's a shame. Women have to attack each other over such trivial things. I'm not a young mom, so not easily influenced by the mom shaming of others. It says more about them than it does about me. Also, look at the source. You think I have one rat's arse? What Sarah thinks about my parenting? I probably meant give. Do you think I give one rat's arse? Yeah, I don't. It's laughable. I didn't have my child to get a check. Quite the opposite. I paid to conceive him and take on the responsibility of a single mom by choice. I have said nothing on my channel about what you say to me about Sarah or otherwise, at least not attributed to you. Sarah's expression during your statement at sentencing, that video was inspired by you. I don't think Nicole is a member. I have to look again. Sarah is a 9th grader. She wants her enemies to be your enemies as a sign of your unwavering dedication to her. So basically, she gets to decide who you speak to. You were instrumental in her defense and her not having to be pro se and making an even bigger fool of herself. Yes, that is possible. She'll never convince me otherwise, no matter how much vitriol she spews. I'm so sorry this is all happening. I can't imagine your mental state or how you are processing all these emotions. Panic attacks are no fun, and it's not fair for her to put you in that position when you have been overly kind, generous, and patient with her. Lifting you up from afar, this too shall pass. I'm going to scroll past this. I left it in here just for context, and I couldn't actually show you the email, which I wanted to do, but I have to redact all of the email addresses. So I figured this is the closest I can come to authenticating it. So I didn't want to have like weird cuts. But the line here indicates that it's previous text, right? And as it continues to be copied, the line goes in, or multiple lines join. So I've tried to put a red dot where I'm going to be reading, and like I said, you can always slow it down after the premiere. Okay, so this is 9:38. She responds right back to me on that same Tuesday. Yeah, this is one of the 2 big reasons I wasn't speaking on your channel. There's a second reason, and now I'm not surprised that for all of the time we have all been friends and they were so kind and decent and all that suddenly they are scrambling desperately to get me to sign a non-disclosure agreement. I would have done it if Sarah had not just written me this. So if Sarah had been patient, she would have signed this NDA that the others wanted her to sign. Can you guys guess who the others are? Drop it down in the comments below. Up until now, I was being patient, hoping she would come to her senses and reach out to me, even when I sent a message about her family law hearing. She never responded. Then suddenly this. Your people are right to criticize me about why I still had her as a friend, even though I was learning things about her innocence or guilt. I thought when I learned about the bat that she would get manslaughter and get time served or close to it. Plus, I thought I did get a glimpse of her vulnerability back then. And that was Sarah. And that was the Sarah I loved and wish she'd come back to. So that is the love bombing, right? And then when you're in that abusive relationship, you're always hoping for that person to return. And they will consistently, in my experience, say, look what you made me do, or this is what you bring out in me. Because that person doesn't really exist. That's their representative, and that person's never coming back. So it's sunk cost. Get out when you know it's not feeling right. You're never going to recoup whatever you've invested in it. I don't know why everybody was openly criticizing her. Everybody has the right to their opinion. I just ask, at least for me, consider you don't know what the mental state is of the person when they're going to receive that message. And so you just don't, why attach yourself to that negativity? She can't go back and change it. Do you know what I mean? But to each his own. or her own. I think the door just slammed on me with a resounding slam. I have one more hard conversation with a couple of people, not Sarah, who are now so desperately looking for me to suddenly sign an NDA. I have a feeling they're going to scramble to want to talk to me because I sent them Sarah's insane message to me too. Please keep that part about the NDA away from the tablet message reading. It's also another reason why I stayed close to Sarah. When you get to who I'm talking about, what I'm telling you should click into place. I haven't listened to your latest reading of our romance, lol. So that was the Sarah and Lana love bombing. So I don't yet know how far you are. You have been awesome respecting our trust, and that says something about you and your integrity to me. Thank you so much. Hey, one of your shorts talking about some Machiavellian motive I might have for befriending Sarah. This guy is smart. So I think instead of short, she meant subs. I'm not as smart as he gives me credit to be, but I sounded cool anyway. He was wrong, of course, but he sounds cool. Thanks for your kind words. I think I may need a good cleansing cry. I am really sad, but how does a friendship possibly come back from this? Her idiocy about my offering money to you had to do with my paying for a membership. I forgot that I had done that. I told her I was giving you money. Turns out when I looked at all of my subscriptions, you were $2.99. So that's a second level membership because first level is 99 cents. Zav was $5 and a few others. Well, you were the wasp in the room. So when I started it, I was hanging out in your bushes. LOL. So Nicole, and remember I made that like, oh, the flying monkeys are in the bushes because they entered, it freaked me out, honestly. They entered into Sarah's filing photocopies of screenshots that had my watermark on it. So for that to be entered on the record just creeped me out. It was to show her lack of visitation, although she was showing the video visits where her son and Brian were visiting her, or if they didn't show up. But it didn't. Again, she looks at evidence to prove something, but then the evidence doesn't reflect what her statements are because she was saying she never saw him. Yeah, clearly there were visits on there. So, but anyway, that was like, ooh.
They are in the bushes.
Nicole, if she wasn't a member, saw likely a comment I said that you responded to and ran with it. Not your fault one bit. Also, I believe you can see comments of members, or if you're on premium or premiere, whatever that is, where we don't get the commercials, because they're like, when I watch it in my room, there are some channels that I'm not a member of that I can see their content. So anyway, whatever it was, Nicole was taking screenshots and running it back to Sarah. Then she says, I think she might have gone insane in prison. So now she's starting to see the real Sarah, right? Boy, if I were all the things she accused me of, I could really mess up her life in there. I would be texting Brian and helping him with his case. I could be publishing some book like you said and donating to George's family. I could be showing you the 74-page manifesto and telling you to make sure you put some gusto into the reading of something that exclusive. I could sell the artwork she sent me and rake in maybe a bit for my true crime art. Sigh. I don't do that stuff even now. I'm heartbroken. I'm so sorry I used your ear. You're the only one besides my husband who has the full knowledge of my friendship with Sarah. I still really sad about it, but she hates me now. So I kept this in here just for the integrity of the document. So April 1, 4/16. It's a Tuesday, so I've been at work all day. I just send her sending hugs. Okay. So this is April 2nd, 7:35 in the morning. Sorry, I had to redact 2 names. Keeping my word sucks. You chose your side long ago after we all told, asked, mentioned, whatever, for you to stop commenting and communicating with Tanika. So this, she's obviously copied and pasted more of Sarah. Vitriol.
Remember that. Now stay on your side and we'll stay on ours. Away from grimy, 1 grain of sand on a beach, lowlife, weird, infatuated nobody. Tanika. Go tell her good job again. Tisk tisk. And for the record, if I were all about your money, shaking my head, I'd still be talking to you. The deep pockets comment hurt. Feel good about that. Please stop lying, being paranoid, and brainwashed. Your loyalty went to Tanika.
The gaslighting.
Who's being paranoid? Who's being brainwashed? If you don't agree with her, you're out of line. She can't be your friend. It's sad beyond words. You care what she and all her vampires think of you. I think she just cares in general what people think of her. And to be fair, there were people mercilessly attacking her online. Not necessarily associated with me.
Welcome to my world of all the ignorance, hate, greed, and hurt. There's too many of them to fend off, and you're now one of the match throwers on my pile of wood created by social media.
Enabler. I don't care anymore. What can man do to me? My sights are set above, not here on earth. So much I can say, but choose not to. For what? I owe no justification to anyone. I just don't understand how the day before you made comments about me and my case and lied to bloodthirsty Tanika, then wrote me with pom-poms cheering me on with Brian. Help me understand. WTF is that? Or did you know I knew that? Where did she get that from? Nicole. Nicole is stirring up stuff. And I can't believe you betrayed me with saying now I'm guilty from believing them. Wow, you're weak and wrong, but at least you probably got a like or two from it. All worth it? Lana Joe Albert, you know me. You, not them, sacred and special. Why keep doing what I, and two names redacted, and Nicole, yes, she is my friend, also in many ways, who is simply trying to defend me and get out of prison. Have you continued to do what we've asked you not to? Is Tanika an idol to you where you care what she thinks over me, us? So she gave her an ultimatum, right? It's either Tanika or us. And I think you guys have figured out who the us is. The only control, Lana, I have ever asked for was disassociation from Tanika. Think about it. You will be missed. That is absolute control, and she did not want to relinquish her agency to Sarah, which I think is fair. She was a 50-year-old woman who hadn't committed murder and recorded it nonetheless. Okay, so April 2nd at 8:04, I send this to Lana. Whoa, she can't see the control issue. She doesn't get to tell another adult who they can talk to or not. You told her you were doing it, so it wasn't behind her back. Why is it okay for Nicole to talk to me in the comments? It's a double standard. And the whole thing about being guilty is just delusional. She was found guilty by a jury of her peers and sentenced to life.
She made a snuff film.
She admitted on the stand that she murdered George. Somehow he's become a mere inconvenience in her life. She did admit to murdering him, and the jury didn't buy the BSS story. She's never getting out. You'd think she'd want to get right with God and stop lying. So that was all my vitriol. I don't think she was ready for that. But I mean, we had, and you'll see because I'll eventually get to publishing those, I think. But we had talked about what reasons I thought might be on the appeal and what might have legs. But I never ever thought Sarah was getting out or getting a new trial. I just thought that there would be case law from those decisions. Either I believe they would support what Kranig did and it would just be caseified.
Get it, like codified.
What she doesn't realize is you were a true friend to her. Nicole will be long gone once there is no more news about Sarah. Does Nicole appear in the text messages? I'm just starting the 200s. So that was internal numbering that I did. I had to break them up into sets because they were so large. And anyway, you don't need to know all the details. So I sent them all to her. And so she had read them all before she passed. I had not read everything before she passed just because I had gotten busy, and she would take it to dialysis and read it. So she knew about the betrayal from Sarah with the documentarians, and like she told them one story, she told her another. So I can't confirm she understood that it was jealousy, but she definitely read it. We never got to talk about it because I would not want to talk to her about any of the messages before I voiced my opinion because I didn't want to be influenced by like what her experience was on it. So I let her read them all in case there was anything that she wanted me to redact. And then after she gave me the clear, I would go in and skim it because I have to take out things like the son's name and the like address and phone number and email of anyone listed. So I would skim through them, but I hadn't like process them and prep them, you know? So I do wonder how she felt about that when she saw that Sarah was trying to like backpedal and not have her travel, which we now know she never went out there. And at least one of the documentarians was there, as discovered by a fellow YouTuber. It's sad. She's punishing you for disobeying her. You were the only one she had intellectually stimulating conversations with so far in the text messages. Maybe she knows her true self is being revealed through her text messages. Instead of asking what your thoughts are, she wants to control what your access is to information, right? So if she were able to separate Lana and I'm assuming she felt like then Lana wouldn't get this information anymore. I don't know if Sarah's even gave a shit that she would be caught lying through the text messages. I'm sure, like others we've seen, they've blamed it on me. I did not alter any of the text messages. I read them as is. When I had guests on, we read them as they were written. I mean, we'd make fun of corrections if we made any corrections, like spelling and grammar, but we read it verbatim. And so, yeah. Does she realize she lies? Do you guys think Sarah knows that she's telling people different stories and would have the wherewithal to even have any shame or embarrassment about Lana finding out about it? What she didn't know is that I'd given, well, at least not for me, obviously, that I had given Lana the full set of messages. I was mainly worried about Lana's medical stuff and like her family. I didn't want to create a vulnerable situation, potentially could be a vulnerable situation for her. Think about it. You realize I would say unflattering things in the text messages and got in front of it. Sarah, her response is to forbade you from seeing it instead of addressing the real elephant in the room. Maybe deep down, she's afraid for you to see her true self. I don't know. It's weird, Lana. I'm sorry. I genuinely enjoy talking to you. I never meant to bring harm to you. I haven't told anyone that we speak. And when people ask questions, I speak very carefully and identify the neutral source where the information could have come from: phone logs, text messages, research, etc. She's just not being reasonable. Maybe give her time. Her biggest fear is abandonment. Walk away, clear your head, and decide how you want to move forward. There is no urgency.
Ugh, that didn't age well.
She's got a life sentence. If she's really in her Bible, she knows the power of forgiveness. Even if she deems your actions a betrayal, what has really happened? I was going to do Sarah videos, irrespective of our engagement or lack thereof. You didn't give me anything I didn't already have. It's a mess. I'm rambling. I respect you. I trust you'll do what's right for you, even if you decide you can't talk to me. We've had a good time chatting. I get it. And then here it has quoted hidden text. So that would have just been the line that we saw earlier. April 2nd, 8:56. Holy crap. I love talking to you. So this is Lana to me. You have nothing to apologize for. You are a genuinely good person. And in a way, I feel like you're helping to wake me up out of this. It was the moment on the phone when she said the words, "If you ever talk to Tanika, I will never speak to you again," that started it. I made the choice and I absolutely don't regret it. You are a great person. Thank you, Lana. You have always been what you are, and your research and insight have been really great to talk to and listen to. I am pretty much the same. I mean, like I said, I've got 3 channels on YouTube. My oldest one is simply Tanika. It's my IVF channel. And if you go back and watch that, I started it in 2017. Right after my first miscarriage, I think, on my IVF journey. But yeah, I mean, I'm a little older, but I'm me. Like, this isn't a persona. You know what I mean? Seriously, please don't feel guilty. You did nothing wrong. I actually know when Nicole starts appearing in the text messages, to be honest. I haven't had a chance yet to read the later pages. So I did do a separate video because I know some people are going to be like, who is Nicole? So I just give you the text messages that are only between Nicole and Sarah, just so you kind of get a sense of how they met. She's not in there for very long. I think there's maybe about 5 pages worth of Nicole text. I haven't had a chance yet to read the later pages. In a sense, besides every message she and I shared, I know eventually Nicole enters the conversation at the end of November, just before the sentencing. I know she asked me to look her up by name, and I couldn't find anyone in the US that seemed to be a match. No email address or corresponding social media, and didn't do a hard search. That's on me because she sidled up to Sarah as this huge cheerleader and came up with this group chat info with this story about someone interviewing a juror. I couldn't find this info, and Sarah had her send me the screenshots of the conversation. It charged Sarah up big time about a juror with doubts of Sarah's guilt, but ultimately deciding that she was guilty because she could have called 911 while he was alive. I should have paid more attention. I just went through the tablet messages, and she calls herself Nicole Ray from Australia, dated November 30th. So after the trial, so I would not have had the tablet messages for after the trial. They ended like 2 weeks after Owens came on. So about 3 weeks before trial, so mid-September. Trial was meant to start October 7th, but then the Hurricane Milton came through, so it like they had one day and then they had to vacate and they came back the next week. So just as context, please text James to check his email or junk email to see if he received her character witness letter. So she's copying this message. She is my friend who lives in Australia, whom I met during my case. She is a loyal, loving person and is for me, not against. Who does that sound like? For me is for me. Borat? Anyway, she also lived through much of the same as I have, including near-death experiences from being beaten. She understands and loves me for who I am, not who everyone else thinks I am. She sees through the BS,
But not the SB.
and raises her picket, and it's a capital, like a last name, not like a fence, but it's picket sign. Not sure why it's capital. For me also, please confirm he received. So she's treating her like a flunky. Call James. Tell him to check his email. See if he got this from this loyal, loving person.
Girl, why she don't call James?
Sounds like a good son story to get close, doesn't it? So this is what she cut and pasted, but I think she also meant to cut and paste the part where Nicole hooks into Sarah, which I created that video, but I'll insert here. Just the clip about her son. Incoming from Nicole to Sarah. I'm a single mother to a 12-year-old boy who is on the autism spectrum, and his name is Lucas, Lucas. We have one cat and some budgies. Sounds like a good son story to get close, doesn't it? Anyways, I'll really be brokenhearted if you and I stop talking. I'm not just all about Sarah Boone. It's fun to just shoot the breeze with you too. I don't want her dominating my life at all. She can pound sand. I feel bad about asking you not to say anything. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I have been waiting for you to get to the place in the text messages, but this stupid issue has gone into overdrive and I feel like I need to be able to be true, and so do you. I have to tell you something, but it has to be by phone. When I tell you, it sounds like,
So when I tell you I could do 50 things,
it will completely fall into place what is holding me back. If I could, I'd go on your show tomorrow and spend 3 hours with the lovelies. Hell, I have already paid for the crime. OMG. I think you're right that she didn't want me to see her as guilty, but it is very confidential. You will eventually read ahead and learn of it yourself. After Sarah and I blew up, being placed under a lot of pressure, which you don't or never have deserved. After Sarah and I blew up, I'm being placed under a lot of pressure, which you don't and never have deserved. When I tell you by phone what I just said will make every bit of sense. I'm so sorry for making you uncomfortable. If our positions were switched, I know I'd be feeling. You have a beautiful child with another one on the way. I admire you in your life. I would be honored to keep talking to you. What a week, eh? Just remember me if you get the urge to reach out to someone in jail. I'm a good cautionary tale for sure, and keep being yourself. If that means you want to discuss that you and I are talking, then go for it. It is almost getting to the point where it would be a surprise if we didn't start talking over these text messages. You've been beyond fair with me. Happy Wednesday, Lana. And then Friday, I responded, I'm not always on this damn email. April 4th, 2:10. Crazy week indeed. Thanks for this. I sincerely don't mean to bring you any trouble. I appreciate your feedback. And then we have Saturday, April 5th. She says, so this subject is what I'm trying to say to Nicole. YouTuber isn't letting me post. I'm crafting this and sending it to you partly so I don't have to keep writing this over and over so I can copy paste. Hopefully I'll get this to work. Nicole, you should be helping Sarah with her appeal. So this is Lana copying and pasting what she wants to say to Nicole. You should be helping Sarah with her appeal instead of stirring up drama or following me around YouTube. And she is younger than Lana. I think she's in her late, might be early 30s, but obviously Lana was 50. This one is not. Instead of following me around YouTube, you got your wish. I'm sorry, but my friendship with Sarah is between me and Sarah and not drama fodder. She knows how to contact and talk to me, and she has. This is not good for her or you. Please hold. Nicole, you should be helping Sarah with her appeal instead of stirring up drama or following me around YouTube. You got your wish. I'm sorry, but my friendship with Sarah is between me and Sarah and not drama fodder. She knows how to contact and talk to me, and she has. This is not good for her or you to bond with over the end of another friendship. I made a mistake in believing you were a member here. I apologize. You were making a ton of comments on this channel, and I thought the live chat was members only. I'm very sorry.
I wasn't lying. I was merely wrong.
You should focus on helping Sarah with all the stuff she needs, like I used to. Pot stirring and drama is not what she needs. You know, your tablet posts are here and going to be read out as well. People form their own opinions, and I have the right to adjust them when it comes to the words I have said. I haven't disclosed any confidential information or revealed any salacious information about Sarah's private life. It's not in my heart to do so. Take care of Sarah. She is going to need you to help her tangibly.
Like with something that matters, girl, not just screenshots and being nasty.
If you two want to commiserate on how awful a person I am, you have the right. People on here don't like me for the things I did to help Sarah. They have the right to. It makes me sad. I wish you nothing but good going forward. So I think Nicole was jealous of what was happening with Lana, but like she said, people were mad. So I don't know why. I think she just wanted to be notorious, maybe. Yeah, it just makes me sad. She was like, so yeah, I was wrong. I wasn't lying. But Sarah didn't give her the benefit of the doubt. Nicole said she's lying. Sarah ran with it and attacked her, which, that's why she says you got your wish. I don't think, again, Nicole's playing checkers, not chess. So she wanted to get rid of Lana. That means you either got to recruit somebody else or you got to pick up the slack. And now we can see Lana was doing the lion's share of the work, shall we say, because we've seen the output post Lana. Then I didn't see it until that evening because I just am running around doing a million things. So I was like, found this. I would omit the last paragraph. You can say what you need to Sarah, but Nicole Gray rock her behind. And then she at 2:14, 2 minutes later, yikes, sorry, I actually sent it through. You're right. I should have omitted the last paragraph and let them pound sand. So then we have April 5th. Here's the email. I think we had a conversation about it and I didn't remember which one she was talking about. So she sent me that. So I said on the 12th at 1:12, oh my God, how did I miss this? She deletes her post when he tags her. Wow, I really wonder what her game is now. So I forwarded this to Sarah. So it's, oh my God, not to Sarah, to Lana. But it's kind of backwards because of how the forwards work in Gmail. So I just put, he's in contact with Sarah, the email that he wrote to me, screen name. I don't currently live there, but it's my hometown and where I spent most of my life, as I'm doing some stuff on my channel now. He was asking me like if I had blocked Nicole, which I hadn't. So I just said I didn't block Nicole. She recently commented several topics in my video about Sarah Boone's demand for child support and alimony. The first one, she's a friend of Sarah's, as I understand it, or at least a fan. For sure, she posted on Friday. Maybe do a search on my channel for her name using the looking at. I've since found out you can't look up people like on other channels by their name. I can't even look up people by name on my own channel. Like if I, there's a search feature. Like if I'm in the comments and I want to search for a specific comment, I can use keywords in there and it'll give me, if it says like hotmess.com, every comment that has hotmess.com, or not every, depending on how many you have. Like it'll give you the ability to review them all, but it may not surface them all at once. Okay, so here, just a quick question. In a YouTube comment section on one of your videos, I replied to another commenter and we actually discovered we are from the same hometown in Australia. My hometown is in my username and she found and mentioned she's from there too. I'd really like to connect with her, given we are from the same hometown. And of course, clearly have a common interest in the Sarah Boone case. When I went to reply to her the next morning to try and make this happen, and since I have been able to tag her, so I'm just wondering, did you block user And no, I know you haven't blocked me, as I've since made a couple of other comments that have been replied to. Unfortunately, YouTube stopped allowing direct messages a few years ago, so I'm at a loss how I connect with her. So then I just respond to Lana, I'm not sure. She's definitely online, and even if I blocked her, he should be able to tag her. Blocking is so her messages are no longer visible. Why would messages to her be blocked? Then I thought about it. I'm not sure how they coded the blocking though, so they could have coded it that way if block can't tag. So I know he wrote Sarah a letter and also claimed to be friends with Nicole. Why doesn't he contact his friend directly? I can't with the shenanigans. I'm busy. So then, as we know later, he said YouTube doesn't allow direct messaging. So friend was probably an overstatement. April 13th, don't worry about it. We already know her games. This is Lana to me. I have never seen someone starving for drama. So starving for drama and attention. I normally don't say this, and I feel bad about saying it, to be honest, but she has some sort of mental issues, or at the very least some baggage, because she is really scrapping to be a part of the conversation. Well, she can do all the interviews and comments she wants. She already looks bad because of what she did to you, and I really don't like her stalking me around. I don't know what she did to me at that point. You don't have anything. You don't have to do anything. The S show, that is our beautiful little pumpkin muffin, Miss Daybell, is fun enough for the time being. Happy Sunday. So then I wrote back, I'm not sure. She's definitely online. Oh, that's a response. I guess it's out of order because it doesn't have the line. Anyway. Okay. Then I wrote back, pumpkin muffin. Haha. She's on a revenge tour. Nicole will get static from now on. I don't want to feed the beast. Let her starve for the attention, probably to which she's seeking, I meant. Or which she's, I don't know what I meant. Okay. Sunday, April 13th, she wrote me via Facebook and asked me, subject, Katrina is relentless. She wrote me via Facebook and asked me if I had a GoFundMe she could tell her viewers about to support me for my kidney issues and expenses arising from medical needs, co-payments, prescriptions, hospital costs, ambulances, etc. And she does a Friday highlight to put the spotlight on people in need and how to help and support. That's pretty cool of her. Of course, she also said that if I ever change my mind about doing an on the record interview, she is still interested and would edit out anything I didn't want to have broadcast. I almost admire her tenacity. I don't think I will interview with her, but she didn't come right out and say, if you interview, I will shout you out. Just wanted to share. So I said, let her do the GoFundMe. Why not? She offered. What have you got to lose? You'll have to figure out how to have the funds transferred to you without your personal banking details. Then I sent her a document, the one document that Sarah sent demanding like that she get alimony, that she allocate what the child support is spent on, etc. And so then she was, and specifically she asked for interrogatory. So she had questions. She wanted to know things like what were it's either the cost of the sale or the proceeds remaining, but she called it the marital home, from the sale of the marital home. Ma'am, it stopped being the marital home in 2018 when he bought out your equity. He gave you, I think, $20,000 for your equity and to take your name off the title. And you reiterated that when the bank moved forward with foreclosure proceedings. He ended up not falling or recovering from foreclosure, but you hurry up and sent that note from jail. I'm not on here. I don't have anything to do with this house. And then she sends this document and copies the judge in family court that she needs to know what the amount of the proceeds were from the sale of the marital home. Maybe she thought Judge Jackson was like slow on the uptake on if it was still the marital home. I don't know. But the judge told her no. So I had sent this to Lana. Holy crap, how does she think Brian owes her any of these? It sounds like another form of control. Why can't she leave him alone? Lana felt really bad about contacting Brian, and she did say that she apologized to him. But she like blindly went in believing Sarah, and Sarah painted him as this bad guy. I don't think she was ever rude to him, though. I mean, I don't think it's appropriate to be contacting grown men that you don't know, asking them for money for somebody else you met on the internet.
That's just me. We all have different boundaries.
May 1st. So this was about public records after I had gotten the text messages. I thought I was going to get phone calls. Obviously, if I had phone calls, you guys would have heard them by now. So we know I do not have phone calls. So she just says, they told you no on the call. Sorry to hear that. I wonder the nature of the calls from 2020 to 21 prior to the tablets. I had an idea for you as far as record search. The letters that she got in 2024 had to be scanned into the system, and she had to have a tablet to access, meaning she never got the physical envelope letter but a scanned copy. She would talk about weirdos sending letters and stuff. And if there's any way you could request the scanned correspondence, it may have insight. I don't think that is a thing, but it does make me curious about who was sending her things. Nothing lewd and lascivious. So I was just trying to figure out what they were saying about these calls and when I could get them, but it came back in the end. I was not able to get those. Oh, and this is just my letter to them. I'm trying to get the phone calls, exclude July through December. Those are covered under a different invoice. So they'll charge you for it, and then they'll figure out they don't have it and they'll refund you. So they told me no. The jail told me no, but the state's attorney's office seems to be sending late 2024 calls once I come up in the queue, waiting on the invoice. Blah, blah, blah. So that was May 2nd. Then I flew out. I just added this in here to see her on May 4th. So we had lunch together at the Mall of America. And then I went back and got on the plane. I almost missed my plane, but I did not. And then the coup de grace, my last tablet message to Sarah. And she puts, and this was sent to me on May 5th. So it's the day after I come back from meeting her. So I feel like whatever happened, like she was probably hesitant. And then when we met, I mean, it was really nice meeting her. I was nervous, but I think we're nervous all the time meeting people. Or maybe not. Maybe you're too cool for school. I was nervous. But it turned out great. And her husband had lunch with us. Originally, he was going to go get a massage. And then when he didn't, I was like, oh no, am I giving off bad vibes? Does he feel like I can't be trusted with her? But it was fine. He was a delight. And I'm glad that we did. I was meant to meet her son, but the timing was off. And I don't know why, but she and I were on the same incorrect page about what time I needed to leave to get back to the airport. Luckily, her husband stayed because, baby, I would have missed that plane. Because we were just a chattering, and then he's like, no. And as it was, because they wanted to search my bag, the diaper bag, yeah, I was just on time. But because I bought the ticket the day before, so it was a one-way with the baby. Remember I told you? I don't know if you've seen that video yet, but there is they're rough with the people with the everywhere when they search you with babies and baby carriers and strollers. And because I needed to take out the car seat, right? I left the stroller, took the car seat, put the car seat in a backpack because I was getting in an Uber from the airport. I gotta get used to this thing. From the airport to the Mall of America. So anyway, we met the next day. She sent me this in the afternoon. And she adds here, note, I was just starting to come out of the fog when I wrote this. With today's mindset, I think I'd change some things. Example, I believe she is guilty of at least manslaughter now. I'm getting there, eh? So she was much more aware of Sarah right before she passed. I think had she had more time, it would have even become more. But talking about things like dry begging, we had a phone call about that, right? And I was like, she did ask you, she was dry begging for them. She was giving you hints and playing on your empathy and sympathy. And so, and honestly, Lana had sent her money at the same time she contacted her. So Sarah probably was like, oh, that's easy picking. You know what I mean? Because later she was like, why did Nicole even ask if she needed commissary? Of course, they all need commissary. I was like, I don't know. So anyway, this is Lana's final tablet message to Sarah Boone. And dramatically, a little over a month later, she would be gone. Here's the problem with the high school drama crap. If you had just questioned me instead of flying off the handle at the moment Nicole again scurried to you to whisper into your ear, I would have explained it to you. I spoke to Tanika on the first day she posted your first text messages, starting before I knew you in 2023. Long story short, she is going to not mention your son, not your text to him, not his replies, which he doesn't ever actually reply, or the state attorney redacted it from those messages. I'm not sure. Long story short, she's not going to mention your son, not your text to him, not his replies. I'm playing nice. Yes, your son is worth it. Nicole, she isn't your friend. She is attracted to drama. In one post alone, she made 18 comments. She's mom shaming Tanika for her decisions as a mom. I don't care whether she breastfeeds her son or not. Nicole will glom onto you for the drama. It's really high school and does nothing to help with your appeal, which brings me to the only part in your post that I do have to answer for. You and I didn't talk about your case. I couldn't tell you how my feelings about your case had changed from when I first met you. So obviously she's responding to something that Sarah sent about this appeal. She didn't share that with me. I'm guessing also, I mean, one, she doesn't have to share anything with me that she doesn't want to, but that Sarah probably said some really nasty things in there. I couldn't tell you how my feelings about your case had changed from when I first met you. During your trial, I loved you too much to bring it up to incriminate you. And after you were convicted, I couldn't say anything to you because I wanted to see you appealed. So, whew, deep breath. Here goes. I believed you were 100% innocent until you testified that you picked up a bat and hit George with it while he was trying to get out. His climbing into the suitcase was his choice. But when you picked up the bat, that was yours. So see, we've been talking about bias. We didn't talk about confirmation bias. So I think this is good confirmation bias because she's saying she believes that he got in by his own choice. Where did she get that from, Sarah? Because if you go back and look at the actual footage, when she calls 911, she says, I put him in the suitcase.
911, what is the location of your emergency? 4748 France Court, apartment 3.
4748, what's the street name?
France, FRANTZ.
And the apartment number?
3.
Is this a police or medical?
My boyfriend is dead.
Okay, send the line for the fire department. Do not hang up.
Fire risk. That's the location, Mercy.
That's clear to
No, please don't leave.
4748 France Lane, apartment 3.
France Court.
France Court.
Yes.
Okay, is this near Mackenzie Drive?
I don't know where that is.
Okay, fine, okay.
It's Hillwood Park Apartments.
Okay, 4748 France, correct?
Correct.
All right, correct. Now tell me exactly what happened there.
My boyfriend and I were playing last night, and I put him in his case and we were playing. I put him in his case and we were playing.
But clearly she had told Lana previously that he got involuntarily. So she's still parroting that. So there was nothing that came into trial that was going to change her mind. She was only things that reinforced what she was thinking already or what she had said already. Only those things were vibing with her, right? So they're confirming her bias. At that point, it becomes irrefutable and you stop using your critical thinking skills. But when you picked up the bat, that was yours. I believe you committed aggravated battery when you did that. What do I believe you deserve? All caps, time served. You are the first person I know of who are serving life for battery. But I no longer believe your choices were 100% innocent. I will always love you, and I'm very sorry I didn't say this to you. I couldn't do it without causing you to say or write something that will affect your appeal. Plus, I still believe and always will that you are not a murderer. But remember the preface. She thinks it's at least manslaughter by the time she writes this. Nicole is stalking me all over YouTube for whatever reason. I'm sure she enjoyed the multitude of comments on police body cam videos because I love true crime. The comment I made about my friend Sarah Edelman of 20 years was true. Someone posted that I needed to be needed. Out of all the things I have said, Nicole ran to you with a screenshot and a shoulder and a knife to our back. There was nothing I said that wasn't true. I was grieving for the friend I missed. I don't know if I wanted to be needed when I contacted you. I do know that I wanted a friend. I'm not sorry about that. I remember seeing your interrogation video while I was in the hospital dying of septic shock and promising to myself that if I were to get out alive, I'd reach out to you. I don't regret it, though you can save the I wish you had died grime queen comments. Our posts are still being read. The Delapines are going to come up in them. My plan was to try to get a no-fly order around their mention, as well as the one about your son. I'm not going to pursue that anymore. I'm now viral, thanks to other true crime channels now broadcasting our text messages all over YouTube. Now that you have added your voice to theirs, what on earth do I have left to fight for except my dignity? All because I had befriended you. Nicole didn't send you any screenshots of my saying I regretted it. I spent nearly a month getting blasted out there, and you said nothing. How am I supposed to feel except that I didn't do what you wanted, so you cut me off? I think that is exactly what happened. You will not miss me. Give it a month, a year, 2 years, and you won't remember my name. Remember, I wasn't chasing posts to screenshot. I was talking to lawyers, documentary people, news media, YouTubers, internal affairs, securing your son's Christmas, and much more. I don't know what else to say.
Nicole was not doing none of that.
This is May 6th. It's the day before I turned 54. Dearest Lana, this is heartbreaking. Strip away the story, and you are two human beings having a human experience. It's messy, emotional, and complicated. You know, I believe in redemption. I believe the two of you will come back together one day. There had to be parts of the relationship that were real. The relationship may look different and you both may behave differently. It's like the Garden of Eden awakening we discussed. You did real, tangible things for her in her time of need, and she has to be grateful for that on some level. You lashed out, or I think she lashed out, because she was losing control, and that is what she desires most. So we had been talking about the Garden of Eden in the context of like, once you bite the apple, you can never go back to innocence, right? Once you know things, you can't unknow them. And specifically in the Garden of Eden, it was like very next level of consciousness, maybe even a move up on Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Anyway, that was what we were pondering. And so I was equating that to this. Like, maybe she'll be friends, but maybe in a different way now that they see each other differently. But it was hard for me at that time. I mean, now these voice calls that are coming out totally. Oh, I don't know why I doubted it. She laughed at a man while he gasped for his last breaths on earth. She laughed, mocked, told him to be quiet in not nice words.
Sarah, I can't breathe, babe.
Oh. That's what I feel like when you drink on me.
Sarah!
Fuck you!
Fucking breathe, Sarah!
Yeah. You should probably shut the fuck up.
Sarah!
Shh.
Sarah!
To help him breathe instead of just unzipping him. So I don't even know why because I believe in redemption. I do know why. But I guess it's not for everybody. I mean, I hope it is for the majority of us. Good Lord. Okay. So yeah, I was just saying it might be different because you can't unknow what you now know about her, but it doesn't mean it's over forever, because they could have had something with clear boundaries. Although in theory, obviously I don't know Sarah. She doesn't seem like a woman who's met a boundary she was okay with. You know, like not lying in prison. Of course, you'll have to decide if and how you allow her the privilege of being part of your life. Just know you did good things for her in her time of need. Why didn't you? Or why did you? Only you know. It appears altruistic to me. Only you know for sure. As for her sentence, because it could be totally altruistic and like I want to do good things, but then it's like, well, why Sarah? Of all of the, you know what I mean? Like, so it could still be altruistic, but there's some connection she has with Sarah. I mean, hell, there's some connection I have with Sarah. It's not a positive connection, but I think that is like why I follow so closely. Like I'm fascinated by her behavior. And like, was I far from that? If I continued like drinking until I couldn't remember night after night after night, would I have turned out like Sarah? But it's her heart. Like I don't think the alcohol had any, like she does have a depraved heart. I mean, you guys tell me, can that happen? Like the alcohol can alter your personality? She's just cruel. Wriggle around some. I need to get a picture. Wriggle around. Like, okay. As for her sentence, she chose it. She could have taken a plea deal and been counting down the days until she could bear hug her son again. Murder, manslaughter, or reckless homicide. These are legal terms. She broke one of the 10 commandments. She'll get to sort that out with her maker. What you or I think is inconsequential in the grand scheme of life. Give yourself grace. You know more today than you did yesterday and less than you will tomorrow. Talk to yourself like you would talk to a good friend in a similar situation. I'm sorry the internet wants to vilify you. It's vilification by association, I guess. My Auntie Jeannie used to tell me when I was young, don't worry what others say about you. They talked about Jesus Christ and he rose again. So if they vilified him, who are we to expect better of our fellow human beings? You know? XOXO, Tanika. And that was it, y'all. That was how the relationship with Lana and Sarah ended as it was told to me. And now I felt like it was time to share with you. So let me know your thoughts. It was definitely a wild ride. There is a little bit of mania in there, right? It's like Sarah's like fast and hard and trying to put everybody away wet. Honey, I don't want to be a part of it. But it's, yeah. It's just, it's a level of like cognitive disassociation. Like it is so, yeah, cognitive dissonance. It is so, it's that. Is it the Dunning-Kruger effect? Has she risen to her level of incompetency? That can't be it. No, that's the Peter principle, is when you rise to your level of incompetency. But how can you be incompetent at being a prisoner for life? Like, girl, get it together. She runs off everybody. Everybody. I don't know why she thinks people want to put up with that. You have nothing to offer and you always talking shit and never grateful, not sincerely. She would give in those calls, those little pep talk gratefuls. Thank you for that feedback. Please, if I may. Like, who says that to their friends? Thank you for that feedback. Okay. Yeah, just zero contrition. She talks down to everybody. I don't know how Brian tolerated her. And I think George was okay because it was not frowned upon for him to be drunk all day because she was drunk all day. You know what I mean? I think he had a lot of shame about that. Yeah. He had 2 wives and they said he had never been violent, but that he was a ladies' man. As Kathy would say, he liked to drop it low and spread it wide. But apparently Sarah did too. I'm still trying to figure out who is Boo. Did anybody figure it out in the comments on the other video? I have to go back and look at it. Like, ma'am. And someone said, oh, Brian was living with her or she was living with Brian, the first date with George. No, Brian had moved to his parents' house. He has that in the divorce filing. He went with his son to the parents' house. And then he eventually came back. I think his attorney was like, get back to the house so you have claim to it because you could end up without the house since you're somewhere else and paying her to be there. Sounds perfectly logical to me. And so he went back to the house. And I think that's when speculation. I wasn't there, as you guys know. That's when men started coming in and out at 1 o'clock because it had been the party house for several months. I think it was over the summer, and then he came back like maybe October and filed in December, if I'm correct. Might have been an extra month. But anyway, so there was a period. I mean, Brian was still on the title and all that, obviously, but he wasn't living there. He needed to get away. Oh, gosh. I just worry about the son. I hope he gets the therapy he needs. Because then if not, you see like other adults who haven't gone to therapy. We know some who are walking around hurt and hurting others. What is that? Hurt people? So wherever you are, if you are in a cycle, just please, please, please make a conscious effort to break the cycle. You deserve better. You deserve better. Don't let people do you wrong. Whatever they said, you're under a spell and you got to figure out how to break free. You're never going to be good enough, but yet they don't want anyone else to have you. Make it make sense. You know what I mean? That doesn't even make sense. When they have you second guessing and questioning what you said and what you heard and what you did, put your foot down. Unless you're blackout drunk, then that makes it hard. But I noticed in the last call, like, I don't care, I think it was called, the gaslighting. She is gaslighting him, like, back and forth. And then I don't think he wanted to do that work at all. I think he was fed up when she first called because he had already told her a time. And she's like, toward the end of the call, oh, well, you can do this in a day. Like, ma'am, it's Saturday and Sunday. Do you think that's what I want to do on a Saturday or Sunday is your paperwork because you couldn't get it to me on time? That is the energy it was giving me. But by the end, it was, oh, no, I'll do it. I'll do my best or die trying. No, don't die for her. Tell her no. And then she gives him this story about being disappointed and the whiny, passive aggressive. If you have somebody that is doing that to you, get out, get away. You deserve better. That is crazy. It is not your fault. It is not your fault. And it is a sunk cost. You are never going to get back anything out of that relationship. Walk out with your freedom and your dignity. Run if you can. And be careful because leaving is the most dangerous time. So have a support system, have a backup plan. Okay. Went to a dark place there. Well, anyway, that is the end. Everybody has asked for a long time. So given all the goodbyes going around, I thought I would add Lana's to the mix. And she did say I could. I was torn about it. So I've been thinking about it since like Monday. I'm pretty sure today's Friday. So yeah. But I'm following my intuition. This feels right. So let me know what your thoughts are and if this has changed anything of your feelings on Lana by hearing this part of it. Good or bad? Did it change it? Did it alter it in any way? Because maybe I was just overthinking and I could have released it earlier. I'm not sure. I was in an emotional spot and I didn't want to like make myself more vulnerable in case it wasn't well received. I think I can handle it now, basically, is what I'm saying. We'll see. Yeah, but thank you. Thank you guys for listening. I appreciate you. And I will talk to you later. Toodles.